we're gonna continue to build onto that all fours or quadruped position. Use your core, turn on those muscles, and we're actually gonna start with a little bit of a release here in child's pose. Extend those arms out in front of you. Here, you're focusing on relaxing your pelvic floor, letting that belly drop down between your thighs. And then what we're gonna do on our exhale as we lift the pelvic floor and engage is just shift ourselves up to all fours. Inhale, exhale, engage the core. Shift yourself back into child's pose. Inhale, release. Exhale, engage the core and pelvic floor, shift up. Check in with your glutes. I'm guilty of this in this very moment, of coming up and squeezing on the glutes and tucking the pelvis to get that pelvic floor to lift. So see if you can travel up, find that scapular activation down your spine, and keep your butt muscles relaxed as you lift your pelvic floor. Take it back. We're gonna inhale at the bottom. Exhale, lift the pelvic floor, wrap those core muscles, just come up to all fours. You can inhale at the top, exhale, reactivate pelvic floor, abdominal wall to bring yourself back down. Let's make this a little more fluid. We're gonna inhale at the bottom, exhale, shift, shift, inhale, release again. Exhale, lifting the pelvic floor. I'm taking a little bit of weight into my arms. I'm not heading into a push-up yet, but I'm starting to feel that scapular engagement down, energy out the top of my head, keeping the core wrapped until I get back here. I'm thinking of this as my refueling zone. This is where I'm gonna let everything go to make sure that as I come back in to take that weight into my arms, I've got the max amount of core strength possible as I head into that movement. And then just take one more here. Full release. And we're gonna stay in that quadruped position. Check in with the alignment, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, not locked out in the elbows, ears away from the shoulders. And we started our last workout with those paper slides. We advanced those up into those slides. If that's where you are, I want you to stay with those first two levels. Otherwise, we're gonna inhale here to the center. Exhale, lift the pelvic floor, wrap and zip up the front of the abdominal wall as you take this out into a bird dog extension. So arm and leg go out away from the body. You've got to maintain that stability in your spine and your pelvis. So we're gonna take an inhale here. Exhale, lift the pelvic floor, wrap the core, slide those arms out, arm and leg, and we're gonna lift up, bring it back down as you maintain that stability, putting everything underneath you before you inhale and let go. Exhale, shoulders down, pelvic floor lifts, abs wrap up the front of the body as you take that extension out and in. Breathe in, relax the core and pelvic floor. One more time, exhale, pelvic floor lifts, zip up the front of the body, take it out and up, bring it back underneath you before you inhale and let go. Take a quick rest in child's pose. Let everything release here. We're gonna bring ourselves back up into that all fours position. And we are gonna take what's called a beast in the fitness world. So you're gonna tuck those toes underneath you, and you are gonna imagine that you've got that piece of paper, and you're gonna slide it under both knees as we go into the deepest wrap possible, hip bone to hip bone. So if you think of those deep core holds, this is level one, where I want you to lift the pelvic floor and engage very deeply, just to lift up both knees a centimeter off the floor. Inhale, place everything back down. Exhale, shoulders down, scapula engaged. Lift your pelvic floor, wrap hip bone to hip bone, just for a second, and inhale, put it back down. As your core gets stronger and you can feel that activation coming up the front of the body, you can hold these for a little longer. You could even lift a little higher. But to start, you're just gonna breathe out, kind of test that activation. Can you get both knees up for just a second? Put both knees down, take an inhale, release. Take this 2 more times. Exhale. Inhale, reset. Pelvic floor relaxes. One more time. Exhale. Pelvic floor up the front of the body, hugging that belly in, and sit back down. We're gonna sit on the heels. And that deep core work, I'm sweating from it. When you get those muscles turned on, it really works. We're gonna take a kneeling squat here. So from your knees, you can tuck those toes underneath you again if that's a little more comfortable. We're gonna wrap those core muscles just to come up, wrap them again to sit back down on your heels. You see, we're progressing slowly to get ourselves upright and moving with some bigger movements while we keep this core integrated. Inhale, relax the core, relax the pelvic floor. Exhale. Keep it wrapped as you sit back down. If you need to come up and take a recovery breath and then exhale, get back into it, slow this down into that second step. Inhale, fill. Think of those upper body muscles. Don't let those shoulders round forward. Exhale, lift your pelvic floor, wrap or zip. Keep that wrap as you sit yourself back down. Inhale, release. Exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Great job today.